When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish,
the podcast that believes when in Rome, you know, you're in Rome. That's pretty cool. Enjoy it.
Banging Italian. Like,
of course. Eat some pizza.
Yeah. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today,
we're going to talk about Locktober.
I mean, you're probably already locked up because it's, you know, it's well into the time, Kyle. We're not preparing you for it. We're more reflecting on how you're already locked up. Yeah. If you haven't been begged to be let out of that cage.
Yeah. Like a little sub slut.
Yeah. But first. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. So I'm going to be a little bit all over the place this episode. It's going to be fun though.
Okay, great. Are you locked up?
We'll talk about personal feelings about Locktober later.
All right, fine. Whenever we send in your 100 words, everybody use my hole, because like, if you don't, then the news feels too soon. And
I don't understand how we've been doing this 450 episodes and don't have good intros.
Right. Exactly. That's it though.
That's all I got.
Great. Here's the news.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News
the first, Kyle.
Yeah.
So a Republican lawmaker in Utah wants to rename a street memorializing Harvey Milk to instead recognize Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, everyone.
Utah Representative Trevor Lee told a local Nexstar station that he intends to file a bill that would rename Harvey Milk Boulevard in Salt Lake City, instead recognizing Charlie Kirk. Quote, for the vast majority of Utahns, that sounds made up.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, from the vast majority of Utahns, they would say that Harvey Milk does not have any connection to Utah whatsoever. But Charlie Kirk does now, especially after being assassinated in the state of Utah.
Oh, let's commemorate the assassination. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. That's now they're connected. They're inextricably linked, Kyle.
Yeah, that's great. Let's remember that. Really connect him with Utah.
He was shot and killed speaking at Utah Valley University, but he had a history of anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric, and text messages sent by the alleged shooter suggest he was a critic of Kirk's anti-trans rhetoric. But that doesn't make it seem pointed at all that they would choose Harvey Milk Boulevard as being the street. How many you have other streets in Salt Lake City, you fuckface.
There are so many streets, presumably more than one. There are at least 5 streets in Salt Lake City.
I'm sure there are. In fact, let's look up one right now, Kyle. I'm going to name a different street that I think they should do instead. Like, There's got to be some dumbass streets here. Let's rename West 900 Street. First of all, Redwood Road. That looks like a big important road. It's right by a park. Redwood Road. Let's rename that.
Charlie Kirk, was he that important? I don't feel like he was that important in life.
They sure did not seem to give as much of a fuck about him before he died. Yeah. But like, they sure do now. It's because, like, I keep saying this. Their whole religion, Christians, their whole religion is based on martyrdom. It's based on persecution and having somebody die. And I think that it gives them a complex. And this is just like, this guy looked like them, talked like them, and died. And so, like, he's the perfect symbol for a aggrieved group of people who just are they want to be persecuted so bad, Kyle.
They so want to feel like they're like being attacked right now.
Yeah. Also, this whole bullshit. Look, here's the thing. I've had conversations with gay people who think that Charlie Kirk was a First Amendment champion. And he intentionally, quote unquote, debated by bullying 19-year-olds who are all stupid. I don't know why him slamming on college sophomores is supposed to be, and he would always interrupt them, make fun of the things that they were saying. Like, he was not engaging in good faith debate with these people. Like, and the fact that he could say the most horrific, heinous shit, but he did it with a smile on his face and a bow tie, that somehow like means that he's some like champion of healthy debate. It just blows my mind that people, even on our side, want so badly for him to have been the good guy. It is wild to me.
I have not seen a single one of his debates or heard anything. Like, even after, I didn't know who he was before he died. I have not looked up anything about him after he died, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. Yeah,
it's like Ben Shapiro, but slightly less angry. And like, I know you have a weird Ben Shapiro thing.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it, but yeah.
Okay, news the second.
Yeah.
So there's I don't know what order I want to do this in. So Republicans have a Nazi porn problem again, Kyle.
What? Okay, again was really stood out in that sentence.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time. But Virginia Republican Lieutenant Governor nominee John Reed is facing mounting political pressure to step down and stop running for lieutenant governor because a report tied him to a Tumblr blog that reposted Nazi-themed pornography and violent sexual content. And the Tumblr account, which was JRDeux, amplified content by another user who posted swastikas, white supremacist slogans, sexual violence. Among the accounts engaged were profiles trafficking in racial slurs, bondage fantasies, and overt Nazi fetishism.
Okay, some like bondage fantasies is fine. Like some of those, if they're just like kinks or like special interests, then that's totally fine. It's when you get to the Nazi stuff that then you start to lose me.
Well, yeah. And a lot of this is like 10 years old. In October 2015, the JRDeux blog shared an image of a male college student in underwear from a Tumblr account that included a racial slur. The Tumblr account was Obedient N-Word DC. And the bio of that account described the user as a, quote, subservient N-word who knows his place in society and invited superior white men near DC to make contact. And that account featured multiple images of men with white supremacist tattoos, including one chest emblazoned with a swastika captioned fucking nice WP Inc. M88, which is shorthand for white power, and Heil Hitler. Bunch of Nazi ideology. White man he refers to as SS sirs, anyway.
Oh,
anyway, so here's the where things get wild, Kyle.
Okay, here's where they get wild.
This Republican lieutenant governor nominee is gay, and his partner is a black dude.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
What do we do? What do we do with that, Kyle?
We disown him. We don't want him.
Oh my God. Hateful, racist, bigoted. You can't just like be married to a black person and have that undo like whatever this is. But also it's like 10 years old, but also like he's a Republican, so fuck him. But also like apparently like just because you're gay doesn't mean you're a good person. That's
no,
like,
not at all.
That's a thing that we have to remind everybody from time to time. Like we're capable of heinous shit.
Yeah, yeah. Being gay, we don't automatically like everyone just because they're gay. No. You gotta prove it. Yep.
Yeah. Also, apparently he was a fan of Austin Wolf, which just this week was sentenced to 19 years in prison for enticing a minor to sex. So,
yikes.
And of course, he's predictably trying to say that it's because I'm gay.
What? That has nothing to do with this. Is the Kevin Spacey defense.
But it's like my party is trying to kick me out because I'm gay, not because of any other reason.
Yeah.
It's and like gay Republicans, like pull your head out of your ass. You are like, this is what's the face eating leopards party or whatever. Like, I didn't think they'd eat my face.
Yeah.
Well, they will. They absolutely will.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think this is what's necessarily going on in this case. Like, it's just because you're a terrible person.
Yeah, it's the Nazi porn, not the gay thing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fun. We'll see what happens.
That's a fun story.
We'll see if he drops out or not. Oh, my God. Okay. News the last?
Yeah.
Jeremy Joseph, the owner of Gay Bar in London, has announced that it is time to say goodbye. He is closing the iconic LGBTQ plus space. A lot of Drag Race stars are like on social media saying that they're sad that it's closing or whatever. The owner is trying to say that it's like partially that it's because the gayborhood has gone to shit in London. He said that Old Compton Street had lost that LGBT identity. When I opened Gay Bar, it was to be on one of the safest and most proudly LGBT streets, a place where you could be who you are and feel safe. Anyway, basically, I'm pretty sure that what closed it down was my lukewarm local gay bar review of it.
Yeah, it was really disheartening to them, and they couldn't recover after that.
Yeah.
Is this like the neighborhood becomes like watered down with straight people? Is that what happened to it? Is it?
I think it's most. So rent. It's getting too expensive, and the bar is closing because they can't make the numbers number, or at least that's what they're claiming. There was a rent review in towards the end of last year, and that it was not as big of an increase as he had feared, but that it was still enough that he couldn't keep two clubs open at the same time. Yes, I quote, "There has to be a way to protect businesses with zero costs to taxpayers. I'll work on ways to cover it with the least impact on Heaven's customers." That's the other bar that he owns, is Heaven. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, man. I do think that I want to quickly say that gay bars in general are having a really hard time, and some of that is just economic, some of that is political, and some of that is people feeling like they aren't needed anymore. Like in hyper integrated cities, Seattle actually is one of them. There's this sort of sense that like gay people don't need their own spaces anymore. Just go to the bars like everybody else because nobody cares.
That's crazy. I only go to gay bars. I don't go to straight bars.
Well, right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know what straight bars I would go to. Like, I go
to a lot of dive bars. Cha-Cha's gay, isn't it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. My straight friends would always go there.
I'm thinking of the Crescent.
I don't know if that place is explicitly gay, but it's gay.
It's karaoke, that's for sure. Which it's that just that makes it kind of gay.
Yeah.
Anyway, go and support your local gay bar, everybody.
Yeah.
And sorry to lose one of the ones that I did a review of.
Yeah. We'll have to track your reviews and if additional bars close down to see them, like if there's a mic effect. Nobody
has yet offered to catalog all of the local gay bar reviews in exchange for a dick pic. So I'm going to maybe have to up the stakes to 2 dick pics.
2 different angles. Yeah, because people, that's it's outlandish use of time. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. That's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of outlandish uses of time, I want to thank the people that support us and listen to bonus episodes and content like Patreon members, Bill, Mindwiser.
Mindwiser is better than your wiser.
Sakara, I think.
Oh,
Sakara?
Like Zendaya's sister.
Sakara. And Tim W. That one I know I got right. I don't know about the other 2. But if you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to use Mike's hole.
Use my hole.
If you want bonus content. Then go to patreon.com/gayish podcast.
Do it.
You ready to talk about Locktober?
Not really, but yeah.
No? Okay.
I mean, we're here. We're recording. We might as well talk about it.
We might as well do it. Do you participate in Locktober?
I do not, Kyle.
Nor do I. Are people going to get mad at us because we have not tried out Locktober?
I don't know. Maybe they probably will. I know that we have, based on our Discord, we have a Discord, everybody. Our Discord, there's quite a few people who are locked up, apparently.
Oh, did they post to the nudes channel?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a Discord and there's a nudes channel where, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I didn't have to explain any more about it, but
yeah, but I appreciate your willingness to fill content time.
That's 30 seconds done.
Yeah, I mean, there are people in the community. I don't know if people get mad or not. I definitely want to talk about like personal stuff, but like we'll have to save that juiciness for like toward the end of the episode, maybe.
Yeah, that sweet, delicious juice.
You. I'm going to talk to you about the history of Locktober, Kyle.
Okay.
So Locktober, if you don't know, maybe you live under a rock. Maybe we are your only source of gay information in the universe, which actually I know that there are people for whom we are the only source of gay information, and that is not great for them.
Yeah. That makes me real nervous about your gay intelligence.
Yep. Well, Locktober is a challenge that happens annually in October. And the challenge is to wear a male chastity device for 31 consecutive days. And lock it up, Kyle.
Yeah, lock it up. Lock and key.
Yep. Maybe that's what they were screaming about Hillary for.
What?
Lock her up.
Lock up. Lock up her genitals. She didn't need to use them.
But yeah, so the history of Locktober, though, like Locktober is only a thing because of chastity devices, and I forget if we've talked about chastity devices because this is episode 459, and I'm sure we have at some point because God only knows what we haven't talked about at this point, at least a little bit. But it is the history of chastity, a little bit, chastity devices. So what do you know about like the popular image of chastity belts? What
I mostly think about them on women when I think about like historical chastity devices. And I think about like metal, like underwear, almost looking like metal underwear.
Yep. You are absolutely correct. That is the imagery. And the whole thing is told usually with the perspective that these were knights who were leaving on the Crusades, and they were going to be away from their womenfolk for long periods of time, and they wanted to make sure that her virtue was protected while he was out slaying Muslims or whatever.
We've been controlling women since ages ago.
Yep. The first known reference of that appears in 1405 in Bellefortis, which was a German treatise on siege machinery by a guy named Conrad Kaiser. But so what's interesting about that whole thing, though, is it is 100% fake. That never happened.
Oh,
none of it ever happened. It is a wholesale fabrication. That book was a joke. It was a treatise on siege machinery, but it was also it was meant to be satirical. But historians agree that it didn't happen. And really, if you think about, we're going to talk about the medicine behind chastity and chastity devices, especially in the medieval era when we knew less about like how germs work. Like if you were to lock somebody up and leave them for a year while you went to go kill Muslims or whatever, they would die. Like they would not survive. Like the idea is so ridiculous to think that that's what knights did to their lady folk. We very much want to believe it for some reason. And the meme of that has pervaded through the zeitgeist or whatever, but it just like biologically, medically is not possible.
You would die? You would have died?
Absolutely. 100%. Hygiene, Kyle. Hygiene.
Oh, I have some tips about, hygiene will be part of them too.
Yeah. Well, but that people so wanted to believe that, or want to believe that as early as medieval times and the Renaissance after that, started referring to chastity belts as a metaphor or as an allegory. And they were off to the races. Now, if anybody's to blame, though, for the popularity of the image of the chastity device, it is who?
The Victorians.
Always the Victorians, Kyle.
Always the Victorians. Wow. It's so wild how everything comes back to the Victorians.
Yep. The Industrial Revolution and the change of society that came with Queen Victoria's reign really is just a rich bed of phosphor-filled manure for the plants of sexual repression to grow from.
Wow. I think you pulled that out at the end. I was worried while you were in the middle of it, but I think you ended up pulling it out.
You know me well enough to know when I don't know what the next word is that's going to come out of my mouth.
I could feel it. I could feel it for sure.
Okay, so Victorians were obsessed with sex, and they were obsessed with the control of sex, and they very much latched onto this idea. They were also really excited about the idea of medieval torture devices. There are lots of medieval torture devices that they did not exist. Like the Iron Maiden, for instance. That's the thing that kind of looks like a Russian doll that's split in half vertically, that's open with spikes in it, that they supposedly put a person in and closed it on them. That was never real. That did not exist. These were all manufactured by museums in the 18th and 19th centuries as Victorian curiosities just for entertainment purposes. The British Museum says, quote, "It is probable that the great majority of examples now existing were made in the 18th and 19th centuries as curiosities for the prurient or as jokes for the tasteless." For instance, there in Paris, there's a museum, Musée de Cluny, that has a chastity belt that supposedly belonged to Catherine Medici, that was scientifically tested here just a couple of years ago and was found to have been constructed in the 19th century, hundreds of years after she died in 1589. Again, back to like the whole like mental exercise of it, pre-stainless steel. So like they didn't have stainless steel to make these things out of back in the day. Pre-stainless steel metal would have rusted rapidly, caused infections, and likely led to death if worn long term. It is medically impossible that these people like were locking up their lady folk and riding off for months and years at a time.
Gotcha.
Now, what the Victorians were also obsessed with is stopping masturbation. Like they
like
really, yeah. Well, and that's why it's the Christian idea that like spilling your seed makes God angry. Although the jizz is for babies only, it did like lead to basically the whole society becoming obsessed with masturbation, because they also were just starting to get like medically knowledgeable enough to really fuck it up. Like, it reminds me of the internet. Like people started thinking that they were smart about things like medicine.
Isn't this the Dunning-Kruger effect?
Yes, absolutely. I think
that was a smart thing I just said.
I think you just illustrated it. No, I think Gayish is one big Dunning-Kruger effect all the time.
Buy our book.
But the Victorians, so they became obsessed with all of this fake chastity device bullshit, but then they actually also were working on chastity devices because they wanted to prevent specifically boys from masturbating. Oh. So the history of male chastity really starts with the Victorians and trying to figure out how to make teenagers not jerk off, which
that's a feat. Good luck.
Good luck. So in the 1830s, French physician Claude François Lellemant invented the jugum penis. Jugum penis? Jugum penis? I don't know how to pronounce it. Jugum. It's probably je because it's French. Jugum penis. Penny. To prevent nocturnal emissions and masturbation. And all because it was supposed to be bad for your health. But there was a bunch of increasingly elaborate contraptions designed to cure masturbation. Daniel Cook of Hartford, Connecticut patented a self-protector device. That's what he called it, a self-protector device. It is like not to put on your teenager, but like for you, I guess. In 1870, that featured, quote, a band encircling the body just above the hips, the band being locked together by a small padlock, the key to which is to be carried by the person in charge of the masturbator. That sounds like Locktober, Kyle.
That does sound like Locktober. That sounds... Locktober does kind of sound hot sometimes.
You want to be owned?
Oh, for sure. But like, well, yeah. I don't know if this is the way in which I want to be owned.
Well, in 1903, Albert Todd patented a device using electric shocks to discourage erections.
Oh, God. That sounds like a little bit of a torture device.
Yeah. Henry Tennyson in 1909 patented a device aimed to, quote, provide a device adapted to engage parts of the person and awaken the person in case of an erection of the parts so engaged, and thereby prevent involuntary nocturnal emissions. So you weren't even supposed to, what's that called when you come in your sleep?
Wet dream?
Wet dream. You weren't even supposed to have wet dreams because this thing was supposed to wake you up if you were about to have a wet dream.
So you could like stop. You can't prevent wet dreams. They just happen.
Alan P. Risley invented a full body suit in 1932 that kept your hands pinned so that you couldn't reach your genitals while you were asleep.
Oh my God. Hope no one robs you in the night.
You're just like running around like one of the Peanuts trying to stop them from... Oh God. Okay. So, but that was all in this like don't masturbate, it is bad for you, or you need to masturbate more because you're hysterical and a lady whose uterus is wandering or some shit. I don't know. But they just a lot of chastity devices were not for like what we think of as being chastity, but to prevent masturbation. Yeah. Everything changed in 1998, Kyle.
What happened in 1998?
Frank and Doris Miller, a married couple that were dealing with infidelity, invented the first comfortable, affordable, modern male chastity device. Before this, devices cost about $500, and they were usually made out of metal and heavy. And they invented the CB2000. And it was clear plastic, weighed 2.5 ounces, cost $175, and could be worn to work. It had multiple base rings and spacers that allowed for customization. And it was practical enough for weekend wear and daily activities. And it was off to the races from then. Like lots of different like improvements in the plastic chastity cage industry. The CB3000 came out in 2003 that had different shapes for different anatomies. The CB6000 in 2007 introduced 5 unique ring sizes and various locking pin lengths. And by 2010, the CB line that Frank and Doris started earned the trademarked title World Leader in Male Chastity. Now, we also saw some stainless steel devices emerge from European and U.S. manufacturers around then. Those remained pretty expensive. But there's a whole bunch of patents that come out like in the 90s and the 00s for like sensors and biometric features and anti-pullout systems and like a bunch of stuff.
Anti-pullout systems?
Yeah, like
I don't need a device to not pull out.
No, you're right. You're super right.
just don't pull out.
Pull your dick out of the device, not pull your dick out of a person.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so Kyle, that leads us to the birth of Locktober.
Yeah.
So the term Locktober, it is believed by me, appeared around 2015 on orgasmdenial.com.
That's a good website for that. That makes sense. That connects for me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But there was a whole website for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, user SubMaleSlaveUK proposed the idea of remaining in chastity for the entire month of October, and that creates basically what's considered to be the Big Bang of Locktober.
I wonder if he did it just because it like is a good portmanteau. Like, is that the only reason October is the month?
It's a fine question.
You don't have to know the answer to that. That's fine.
What? Yeah, that's a great question, Kyle. Which came first, the portmanteau or the October?
Was someone like, oh, that's funny, you can put lock in front of October, and so let's do it in October? Or did they pick October for some other reason, and then we're like, hey, coincidentally, cool. Right.
Yeah. That's an excellent question, Kyle, and I do not have the answer to that.
That's okay.
But also, it is sort of murky. That's how the internet works, right? Like, it just kind of like things spread, and you eventually have a really hard time pinning down like exactly how did this cultural phenomenon happen. And Locktober is definitely in that space, but yeah. It didn't get really big though right away because it was locked up. It prevents erection. From 2015 to 2017, it bounced around BDSM forums. It appeared on Tumblr for users that were interested in orgasm denial and femdom. There was a pamphlet that was published called, quote, "Keep Him Locked, : A Wife's Guide to Male Chastity and Cock Cages." So there's a little bit of a spike in participation around then. And Tumblr was like the place where most of this stuff happened, and we all know what happened to Tumblr.
Yeah, no more porn.
No more porn. In December 2018, Tumblr said no more porn, and a lot of burgeoning communities like the Locktober community suddenly lost their platform and had to sort of scatter and find other places to be. They decided on Reddit, and that's when we see
that's smart.
r/chastity and r/Locktober, which was created in 2019. By 2024, it had grown to over 23,000 members. And yeah, FetLife picked up on kink community organization around Locktober. Twitter had hashtag Locktober. And everybody kind of wonders why 2024? Why does 2024 seem to be the thing? Do you know why?
No.
Locktober as a concept was growing, especially among like gay men. You're probably like, I've known about Locktober for a long, long time. Not denying that it definitely had enough of a thing, but it reached the mainstream. Like straight people started knowing what it was, and it really jumped in participation and sort of market penetration in 2024 last year, because Marvel Studios.
Oh, I did see this.
Tweeted about openly gay actor Joe Locke, who was in Agatha All Along, and before that was in that adorable, Heartstopper. And but Marvel Studios tweeted, "It's Joe Locktober," and everybody was like, "That's fucking funny. Do you have a single gay person on your marketing staff?"
Yeah, you got to run everything by a gay person. Every marketing thing you do, you just run it by a gay person and make sure you're not stepping in something you don't expect.
Yeah. Pink News ran a headline, "Agatha All Along Locktober post has gay fans howling. Y'all should Google what this means." But the other thing that happened last year was straight dudes on TikTok started using Locktober to mean they were locking in on their fitness.
Yeah, they did. They just saw a word and were like, I know what that means, because they just make assumptions and pretend like everything is for them.
The tag Locktober on TikTok accumulated over 25.3 million views, many of which were confused straight fitness influencers posting about locking in on gains, brah.
Yeah.
And but that really meant like last year was like the big year for mainstream representation of Locktober. That's the history, Kyle.
That's the history, and that's the episode. Thanks, everybody.
Great, we did it.
I have gayta, but it's hard to find gayta, so I actually have gayta / Ask Reddit for this segment.
Ooh, okay.
Someone posted to Reddit, how many men are caged? This is posted by Responsible Bite 285 to r/chastity training. They said, sometimes I wonder what percentage of men are locked in chastity. We all know that chastity is becoming more common and all kinds of men are interested. Does anyone else ever think of who around them might be locked? So I decided to source people's answers to estimate the gayta on chastity, or how many men are caged. Someone said it's not a huge kink, definitely a more niche, but is possibly trending upwards for now. A lot of numbers on cage sales are skewed because you have to take into consideration most people who buy cages are going to be buying more than one, trying to find fits.
Yeah.
I think someone once did math and stated perhaps 0.07% of the world population could be locked, but that was a rough estimate.
0.07?
Yeah, percent. Someone replied to that and said, so roughly 560 million men and women are living this lifestyle? That seems too many.
Is that how math works?
Yeah. I checked the math.
0.0005. 4 million. Okay, great. Sure.
There were no statements of where 0.07%. They just said people are saying someone did the math. Who did the math? What math did they do? I don't understand. Someone else said, who knows, but this sub has 90K members and let's say 10% are locked. Okay, we're getting a little bit more a little bit better at numbers and estimates and stating our sources.
Yeah, this is like an HR question at your tech job interview.
Yeah, exactly. And let's say 10% are locked and the rest just interested. That would be 9,000. But I've seen other threads with 7,500 members, and I saw one company say they sold 7,000 chastity devices in 1 month on Amazon. So it's a bunch, but not a majority, which is too bad because 75% of us need to be locked.
Oh, okay. What?
So they jump around numbers, but if you assume 10% of the members of the sub that this was posted in, then that's 9,000 people. That seems too low.
I mean, there's at least 3 dudes in our Discord server who sent pictures of being locked up, much less like locked and just talking about it. Like that seems low. It seems low to me, Kyle.
I agree. Someone else said 2/3 or more are caged in my couples yoga sessions.
Okay, well, okay.
That's helpful. Thanks for that. Someone
Birds
replied,
of a feather lock together, Kyle.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that. Someone replied to that comment and said, where do you go to yoga? At Beta Yoga Studio?
Oh, God.
Someone else said, I am caged.
Great.
That's one. We got a tally for one.
Making an announcement at the party.
Yes. Yep. Someone else said a lot more than were 20 years ago, a lot fewer than should be. What?
We'll talk about the psychology of the whole thing in a little bit, but like that just, I don't know, should be.
Should be, yeah. Lastly, someone said, I'm usually locked up from October 1st to mid-January, depending on how much penalties I get. Perfect world would just be Locktober, and November, No Nut November, but additional time gets added, but never removed. So this did not answer the question whatsoever, but I did learn that you can get penalties. I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It doesn't make, I don't know. I love my dick. Like, and
are you in love with your dick?
Well, maybe I would be if I locked it away for a month. But this, okay, we'll talk about the psychology later, I guess.
That's the gayta / ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit.
Ass. Okay. Well, so here we go, Kyle.
Okay. What's up?
Is it safe
I mean, I know you're supposed to orgasm for your prostate health, but I don't know how frequently you're supposed to orgasm.
There's some days when I'm just like, I do not want to come, but I have to for prostate.
God damn it, I'm going to jerk off for my prostate.
Yeah, it's just, it's for my future, Kyle.
Yeah, exactly. Medically recommended jerking off.
Okay, so it is absolutely safe. It can be safe as long as you do it properly. And I know that you're going to do dips in a little bit.
Yeah.
But there are real medical risks if you're an idiot. And
what kind of idiot? Tell me more about what idiocy can befuddle some people.
Well, in Washington State, right here in our backyard, Kyle, there's a urologist whose real name, I'm not making it up, is Dr. Stephen King. And he advises against wearing devices with significant compression for more than 4 to 6 hours because of circulation concerns and warning signs that some people apparently ignore or aren't paying attention or something. But warning signs include numbness, cold temperature of the skin, discoloration like purple or blue, swelling, or pain. And if any of these occur, remove it immediately. Penalties be damned. And
take those penalties and save your dick.
So the whole thing here, like proper sizing is the number one safety factor. But the second is hygiene and skin irritation. So at least one article I found talking specifically about Locktober said that you need to clean daily if you're going to wear it for an entire month, because if you don't, that part of the body is warm, and if it is also moist, that it can promote bacterial growth and skin irritation, chafing, rashes. These are all very common issues if you don't super duper take care of it. Now, as far as safety is concerned, one thing to know, because some people are concerned about this, is that long-term chastity has been studied and does not change the penis's shape, size, or erection capability. So if you're worried that it's going to shrink your dick or make your dick not work, it has been studied, and it's not going to do that.
These are concerns I didn't even think about until you said them.
Well, so and there is some stuff among the chastity community about how tightly you lock yourself up. There are devices that you can wear that are relatively loose, and there's others that you're locking that shit down almost like a tuck job. If you're a drag queen, and sizing is important, which we just talked about, but there is some significant compression that can happen depending on the model that you're using and how you've sized it. So people understandably get anxiety about hey, am I doing something permanent to my dick because of this? Now, temporary atrophy is possible after several months without an erection, but it's almost always reversible. So it might indeed be smaller for a while when you unlock, but and that's just a maybe. But if that occurs, it's likely temporary. Dr. Stephen King, said, quote, "If they were messing up a lot of penises, surely urologists would be the first ones to know."
Yeah, that's true. Well, but then again, not a lot of people want to go in to see a urologist, want to go in and get their dicks checked. So maybe people keep it a secret.
That's true. But I think there's a lot of people who would flirt with the idea, try it out, and then be if it was doing something crazy, they would immediately go into the urologist.
Yeah.
Or enough people would that but they're just not seeing a throng of altered dicks coming into urologists because of Locktober,
Yeah, fair.
Now, on the not quite as safe side, nocturnal erections, getting boners in your sleep, do serve a biological purpose, and you're preventing that from happening if you are caged when you sleep.
What biological purpose do night boners have?
Quote, "They exist to encourage blood flow and stretching to keep it healthy and prevent atrophy. Basically, the body exercises.
It's my dick's way of going.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you gotta like, stand up and walk around a little bit every once in a while.
I need to do more stretching.
He says, Dr. Stephen King says, quote, like any other tendon, ligament, or muscle, use it or lose it. I can't see how preventing these spontaneous nocturnal erections can be healthy, but I can't prove any long-term damage. He actually is anti-chastity device, by the way. So let's see. There is sometimes issues with the urethra. If the device is designed in such a way that it affects your urination, you can misalign your urethra or trap urine in there that can increase the infection risk or create odor. Some doctors recommend sitting to urinate and to allow proper dripping and drainage. So let's see. The point is, I think that yes, it is safe if you do it right. Mm-hmm. And the stuff that isn't safe is kind of like the stuff that you would think. Yeah. And so if you go into it sort of knowing, you can't just set it and forget it. You got to pay attention and don't let your like desire to reach a goal harm your physical body or potentially your health.
Yeah, totally. If you feel a warning sign, then like pay attention to it.
Yep, exactly right. Well, what are the tips, Kyle? How do you do this good?
Yeah, I have another combo segment where I have tips and quotes from people that are giving tips. So this is from a 2025 Them.us article called 6 Pro Chastity Kink Tips for Locktober Beginners by Mikkel Street.
Nice.
And they said that chastity is the fetish of the year, according to data from the video sharing site Clips for Sale.
Oh, man. Nipple clamps got robbed.
No, it's not their year. It's just not their year, Mike. So here are 6 tips. Okay. First, take it one day at a time.
Well, that's just how I got through the pandemic.
Yeah, I barely did. At self-authored sub says self-authored sub who at the time of writing has been locked for 2,514 days. If you're going to trust anyone, trust that guy.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of days. Says
that's so long. What?
That's like so long.
What? Okay. Why even have a dick at that point, I guess? Just become a nullo.
A what?
A nullo?
What's a nullo?
Those are those people that get elective surgery to have their penises removed.
Oh.
So it's just like a little slit that they can pee out of, and that's it.
Do I need to be on board with this because it's a gender thing?
It does not. No, these are cisgendered men who don't want penises. Like they don't go through like a vaginoplasty. They don't go through they just want to be a Ken doll down there.
This is a different episode. We're not doing this.
We'll do a whole episode on it, Kyle.
Okay.
Put it on the list, Derek.
At self-authored sub says, if Locktober is your reason to first try chastity, make a plan A to do 31 days and a plan B to increase your length of time locked each time. That's a good goal.
I don't think 31 days is a good first goal.
You think you should start smaller?
Yes. It reminds me of this friend of mine who like way back in like college, we were young and healthy. And he was like, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow. He like had done no training whatsoever, and he was a healthy dude. He couldn't walk for like a week.
Did he do it?
Well, yeah, but barely.
But he did it. You can do it. It's fine. Do it for 31 days. You'll be fine. You can run a marathon tomorrow.
Start small. You gotta walk before you lock.
Comfort within reason is non-negotiable. Jasper Reed, who has engaged in chastity in the past and now serves as a key holder for submissives, says chastity should be challenging, not painful. And this, I think, goes back to some of the like points you were making about if it, starts to feel like painful, or I think it's a lot like anal sex. Like it can be uncomfortable, but not painful. Invest, this is back to the quote, invest in finding a way to make the experience more comfortable for you. This is not a practice in pain. It's about pleasure through denial. So if you use a plastic device, they recommend using sandpaper to rub down the sharp edges. Swap out your device for a silicone one when sleeping, and keep your body moisturized. They also said, number 3, hygiene is key. Corey Cox, a nudist and go-go boy based at NYC, whose opinion we care about for some reason, says, quote, the cage needs to be cleaned. I usually wear mine 24/7, but will take it off and clean it every other day. And they said you can just use soap and hot water. Easy enough.
Soap is magic, Kyle.
Yeah. Number 4, prepare for this to impact many parts of your life. At Control Z Alt, a chastity hobbyist. How do you get to be a hobbyist? You have to do Locktober maybe a few times before you become a hobbyist, I would think.
Oh, I was saying like you're not a professional, you're just a hobbyist.
Oh, yeah. He does not compete in chastity Olympics or anything. Yeah. Says, quote, most guys are not ready for just how distracting it will be at first. You're always aware of the cage. Even just walking down the street, you feel it. With each step, it's like a dom getting close and telling me I can't come, but this dom is taunting you every second of the day, even when I'm just doing normal things like grocery shopping.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So I think they're trying to say that like it's going to affect your life in a bigger way than you might expect at first.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always with you, like Jesus.
Right. Yes. Are there any other ways that Jesus is like a cock cage, Kyle?
I don't believe in either of them. Number 5.
One of them exists.
One of them is real. Number 5, find something to divert your focus. Champ Phoenix, a Leatherman and co-creator of the fetish party Into, says, chastity for me has always been about connection for long distance relationships. And it gives me a hyper focus on self-care and getting a lot of shit done. So try to find, I think it's interesting about the straight gym bros picking up on Locktober, misunderstanding it and thinking it was locking in. But I do think some people use the gym as one of their outlets for distracting themselves from their being chastitied.
Okay. This is not the personal stories section, but here we go. There are periods of time when I am deeply clinically depressed and I jerk off a lot. And I wonder if I would do something other than that if I couldn't.
You need to try it. Maybe if you couldn't jerk off. A lot of times, like, not a lot of times. Sometimes I jerk off because I'm bored. Like if I was bored and lifted weights, like that would be a much better use of my time.
Better is relative.
It would be better. I don't have to jerk off for a third time today because I'm bored. Like, you know. Lastly, number 6, don't try to do it alone. Chipper, a New York City-based Leatherman educator and fetish workshop owner, says, quote, if you don't have a key holder, have someone else to help you stay focused when you're going insane. Join an online chastity community for support, to do cage checks, and keep it fun. It helps one achieve their goals, keep you focused, and motivates. And like you said, Reddit is a great place if you want to try to find a community.
I was reading somewhere about DIY Locktober people.
Oh, like they create their own cages?
No. But
okay.
they don't have a key holder.
Oh, like you are your own key holder. Be your own dom, everybody.
Well, and one of the ways that they were saying to do it is to freeze your key in a block of ice so that you can get to it, but it's not easy.
Oh, I feel like that makes me worried.
Okay.
I don't know. Is there ever a time you're like, I need it right now. I need to get this device off right now.
I mean, like if it turns purple, that's a good sign.
Yeah, and you can't just like toss it in the microwave. That'd be a bad idea.
Right.
Like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know about that. Those are the tips.
Those are the tips.
Yeah. On the Patreon bonus segment, I'm going to talk about a few more articles that help us illuminate why people are interested in this.
Okay. Well, I do have some. Okay, before I go into this section, Kyle, we need to like do a disclaimer at the top here.
Uh-oh. Why?
Well, I really think that I have my own kinks or whatever, and I think that it's easy to get into this question of like, why am I like this, or why are people like this? And it's pathologizing in a way, right? Like if it doesn't hurt you and it doesn't hurt anybody else and you enjoy it, sometimes you don't need to ask like, why am I like this? You know what I mean? Like just enjoy it and don't look a gift horse stick in the mouth, you know? But I'm going to do exactly that. I just want to be clear that I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum at all. I'm not trying to like feed that part of you that is asking, hey, is there something wrong with me? That I think everybody in their like dark places goes to when they have when they posture themselves against their sexual proclivities, you know?
Yeah. But that's what we're kind of doing on this episode, is exploring it and dissecting it. So it makes sense that you'd talk about it.
No, but here's the thing. So first, the version of Locktober that is a key holder who puts a cage on a key holder dom puts a cage on their sub for the month of October. It is undeniably a subset of BDSM. Like this is a BDSM kink. Yeah. A 2013 study in the Journal of Sex Medicine found that BDSM practitioners are, quote, less neurotic, more extroverted, more open to new experiences, more conscientious, less rejection sensitive, and have higher subjective senses of well-being.
Damn, I got to get into BDSM. Yes. I would love to have all those things describe me, but I don't think like a one of those describes me.
Apparently BDSM folks have better mental health than control groups, and in fact, that same study said, quote, BDSM may be thought of as a recreational leisure rather than the expression of psychopathological processes. Exactly what I'm trying to say. Like there are potentially pathological explanations for some of these things, they're just that is not where you should think. That's not where you should go when it comes to BDSM folks, because they're better than us. So BDSM fantasies are very common. There are Dr. Justin Lee Miller from the Kinsey Institute conducted the largest study of American sexual fantasies and found 60% reported fantasies of dom roles and 65% of sub roles. So
there are more subs in the world.
There are more subs in the world, but only by a little bit. And this, like the Venn diagram of that means there's a lot of switches too. But in 2019, they found little support for psychopathological theories and zero evidence that linked BDSM to childhood trauma. A lot of people, when they think about like dom and sub situations, they think that this is old parent-child trauma from growing up, coming out in whatever way. And that's not backed up by the evidence, at least when it comes to Locktober. It's about the sub willingly surrenders control over sexual pleasure to the key holder, the dom. And the device serves as a persistent reminder of the dynamic. One researcher wrote, quote, orgasm control is a mental submission. A chastity cage doesn't actually prevent orgasm. It's enforced by will, trust, and commitment, not just the device.
It's more than you need more than the device. You need to, which I feel like this might take more mental acuity than I have. If maybe another reason I might not be good at this.
And delayed gratification creates psychological benefits. So there's something very human and civilizing about deferred pleasure. that resisting an immediate reward for a larger future reward is linked to greater emotional resilience, higher life satisfaction, better self-control, enhanced appreciation of eventual reward. Like in a way, on a grander scale, it's like edging. Like if you delay gratification, it pays off more at the end. At least that's the theory.
Yeah.
Okay, so why submissives want it? There's this whole article in Psychology Today that said that like alpha males, like people who have like a lot of power at work or in their just social life, get psychological relief by relinquishing power to someone else.
Yeah, they're like have to be in charge all the time, and it's tiring. They just want someone else to tell them what to do and be a good boy.
Yeah. Yes. There is one dude that wears a cage said, quote, "The surprising side effect of our chastity is that we have sex more than ever. There is no pressure for me to please him.
Interesting.
The frustration itself becomes erotically charged."
I guess if you're not coming, you're probably horny all the time. And I could see that leading to sex more often. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
There's the masochistic thrill of not being able to get off. That not being able to get off makes the whole thing of getting off unattainable and therefore frustrating, and in a masochistic way is very pleasurable. The frustration itself becomes erotically charged. There's also like submissive identity, and a lot of wearers of cages describe it as being comforting and a reminder of ownership, like wearing a wedding ring, which I do sort of remember when I wore a wedding ring both times, having this like physical reminder of like, oh, this person is my person is sort of soothing or comforting in a way that I imagine just having an apparatus on my dick would maybe do the same thing.
That's like the most romantic way I've heard dick cages described.
Right. People have also described that there are enhanced sexual experiences, that like nipples and other body parts become more sensitive when genital stimulation is restricted. And some people have experienced the ability to have an orgasm from things other than genital stimulation. Okay, so the DOMs, why would DOMs be into it? First, there are some sadistic inclinations, not in the like bad sense of the word sadistic, but this idea of enjoying torment that they are the origin of.
Yeah. And you get to be in control.
It is definitely about for control and power for a lot of folks. Quote, "For many key holders, this level of control over another's most primal functions provides a heady rush of power that DOMs live for. Key holders also experience responsibility and care as central to their role." So
like you have a pet now.
Yeah. They have to balance control with safety and emotional well-being. Requires empathy and attentiveness to how your partner is doing. A good key holder is always concerned about your well-being. Oh,
that's sweet. Again, this is far more romantic than I imagined the being caged and Locktober being. So that's, I like that angle to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And some research indicates what they call the paradox of power. Swarthmore Phoenix, that's a wild name.
Yeah.
Says, quote, "The submissive almost has more power. They are at the mercy of the dom, and so they are vulnerable and exposed. The sub in this situation is entirely powerless, and so if the dom were to take advantage, it could be likened to shooting an unarmed prisoner. The dom in breaking the sub's trust will lose the sub. But in any good BDSM relationship or arrangement, the sub has this veto power, right? Like, because of safe words, consent withdrawal, it's their body. The sub has the power to end it all, and like that isn't that the most powerful position in the arrangement?
Yeah, they're like also like the focus of all the attention. They're the one that is wearing it, that's doing the thing, that like they're at the center of this.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. Just like people do it for different reasons. It's almost always just a power exchange. And I led with the headline here, which is just that like BDSM folks are actually more mentally healthy, and there's no sign in any of the studies that I could find anyway that it is born of any sort of trauma or misalignment, that it is a perfectly healthy form of human sexual expression that is not because they are damaged or seeking out something weird or bad for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good like misconception to break people of. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered doing Locktober or locking yourself up or being more dom or submissive?
Yeah. So okay. So not for a whole month, Kyle. But whatever. I can't find a good fit. Like the ones, they're just, I don't know. I can't. I've tried on a couple and they were not for me. And
you've tried on some. Where did you get them? Did you order them online?
In the mail, yes.
Oh, okay.
Where all sex toys should come from, so that you don't have to talk to anybody.
Exactly.
They're adjustable ones that have the rings or whatever. Most of the ones that I have found, the problem is getting my testicles through the ring, and that's the issue.
Okay, there aren't ones with bigger testicle holes.
I haven't looked into it that deeply. Just the first two that I got, none of the options that were included worked, and so I've got to level up my game to find one.
Okay. What inspired you to buy some chastity devices?
My current relationship, just as a thing that we've talked about, and being switches in that regard, it's just not something that I had ever really considered before, and that like he has an interest in.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to report back, I think, get this figured out.
I think you might have to like bite the bullet and go into a store to have them fit you.
Yeah, I think I will too. And ain't nobody got time for that.
And that's so uncomfortable being like, hey, can you like, I mean, they do it all the time, so it's like no big deal to them probably, but like getting someone to help you find a fit could be helpful to you.
Yeah. How about you?
No, I've never really thought about this. Even though I'm like really into like being submissive, I think it's fun and hot. And not always what I do, but I can be. But I just jerk off too much. I don't, and maybe that's a sign that I need to consider it. Like I've thought about maybe I should not wearing a device, but should I like try to go for, it's like people who like, I'm going to take a month off drinking alcohol. Like, should I just try to take a month off just to see if I can do it? So I've considered that, but am I addicted to jerking off? Can I go without it? I don't know.
From that perspective, it feels a little bit like saying like I'm addicted to water, like it's a biological like function. It's a thing that happens that like, I don't know. Maybe you are, but who cares?
Yeah. So I don't know. I've never seriously considered participating in Locktober, but I have considered whether I should try like withholding masturbation, just to see if I can. But that's the closest I've come. But some of this, I think some of the dynamics of this, the like dom sub dynamics, interested me, but not the actual device itself.
Yeah. And those power dynamics, those power arrangements, there's lots of different forms that they can take that don't necessarily require this kind of a device. So
yeah, totally.
If other forms are what float your canoe, then go for it.
Yeah. I think you're right that other forms of dominant submissive dynamic are what I'm more into and excited about and turned on by.
Yeah. But and maybe if these people are more mentally healthy, then maybe we need to get on the bus, you know?
I know. Maybe we just need to like do it. Then we'll be like well adjusted and extroverted and whatever else they were.
Rainbows and puppy dogs and yeah. Did we do it?
I think so. We talked about a lot considering Locktober's like one concept. We talked about a lot about it.
Yeah. I did not think that we were going to get a whole episode out of this, to be honest. So here we
can
are.
Talk for an hour and 15 minutes about just about anything.
Yeah. Challenge accepted. Well, okay. Should we take a break then?
Yeah. Let's take a break.
Lock it up.
Lock it up.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest. But first, local gay bar review. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to talk about Dorothy's in Singapore.
Oh, cute.
Singapore. Apparently Singapore is also, it's a city and a country. So like a lot of places you'll see Singapore.
Oh.
Anyway, Dorothy's, it is short for Friend of Dorothy's, which you also will see on the signage sometimes or on like different apps. Very, very cute. Very Wizard of Oz themed. Had a fun vibe. There was a outdoor area that I thought was really cute. I was there in July. It was hot as fuck. Singapore's like on the equator. But it felt very safe in a place that was very weird. And I saw a dude's dick. 3.5 dildos.
Did that extra half, is that because of the dude's dick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is a big dick.
Oh, yeah? What was the context of seeing the dick? Was this a go-go boy or someone randomly showed you their dick?
No, not randomly. This was a dude that I met on Grindr.
Oh. Did you do other stuff?
No.
Oh. You just met him on Grindr and decided to look at his dick?
Yeah.
Huh.
He decided to show it to me.
Huh.
Yeah.
We have different Grindr MOs.
Oh, I know. We're very different people. Well, so like we met on Grindr, we were talking and he's like, I have a giant dick. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. That's right up my alley. And then like we got together for a drink and this was like 2 days after Singapore. And I was feeling very cagey. And I was like, I don't think I want to hook up. I'm still feeling very traumatized. And he's like, well, I'll show you my dick anyway. I was like, okay. So we went to the bathroom and at the urinals, he showed me his dick. It was a big old dick. It was great.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
And then he went to the airport because he had to get home and I went back to the hotel because I had to work the next day.
Oh.
Yes. Are you glad you clarified, Kyle? Are you glad we went on this journey together?
I just didn't understand what the context of the dick seeing was and I needed to know more. And now I know.
I appreciate that. I often think about the time that that dude put his hand in your urine stream.
Oh,
at Diesel.
Non-consensually touched my urine.
Yeah. And I just, when I need to remind myself that we're very different people, that's the thing that pops up into my head. Like I don't know how that happened to you.
I don't know how that was my personal space.
Our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast. You can find our Discord where people can post their chastity pictures to the nudes channel.
And they have.
You can find that and a link to our Facebook group at gayishpodcast.com/contact.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, especially if it's your gayest and straightest. We love those. It's 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109. Come on the cruise, everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's in 2027, so you got time to save up and plan.
Yep. And yeah. I'm supposed to say some shit like we're running out of rooms, so if you want to do it, you should put down your deposit now. All of that's a lie, though, and I don't want to lie to you.
You could have just not said any of that.
Oh, okay. Great. I think my total lack of filter is really the only reason that we're still friends, Kyle.
I think so too.
Gayishpodcast.com/cruise. It is February 7th through 14th in 2027, which Ma Johnson is coming. And she always forgets it's 2027. So it's
not
a
next
year
year.
and a half from now.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. And plenty of us reminding you on every single episode.
Yep, exactly. Enjoy. And buy our book. Okay. Time for Gayest and Straightest?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
The straightest thing about me this week was I went over to our friend Chris Bola's house to do some gardening. And I was in the parking lot on my way back to the Jeep. And this woman started talking to me about my IMDb t-shirt.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, is she hitting on me? And then she said, and I like your hat. And she was walking closer to me as she was saying this. And then she goes, I'm liking this whole vibe. And she touched my chest region.
Whoa.
And I was like, goodbye. Like, don't touch people. Don't touch me.
No,
not randomly in a parking lot.
Nope.
But she wanted it, Kyle.
Yeah, you could have taken her home if you wanted to.
I did not want to.
Yeah.
And then the gayest thing about me this week is I put up security cameras at the home here. We had a bag got stolen out of somebody's car a couple of weeks ago. So I put up some security cameras and the realization, like, in an open relationship, sometimes sex parties happen. And now those are going to be documented.
Yay.
It's like imagine all of the randos in and out that are going to be on camera now.
Start an OnlyFans and just show the like randos coming into the front door.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Kyle?
How about me? My gayest is I wrote drinking rosé and then the shrug symbol. I didn't have anything that gay, so that was the only thing I could think of.
I mean, rosé has been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
It's a callback.
It's a classic. My straightest is my trainer called me a beast because of my leg presses.
Oh, bro,
stick gains. I'm locking in. It's Locktober for me.
It's Locktober for Kyle. Magical. Good for you.
Yeah. And we have a listener's gayest and straightest. This is from Brandon.
Hi, Mike and Kyle. It's Brandon from New Hampshire. Long-time listener. Found you guys during COVID. So I'm calling my gayest and straightest because, well, I'm proud of this one. So this past weekend, my fiance Tyler and I, who I got him into listening to Gayish when I first met him, we went to Boston this past weekend, which is funny because you had just mentioned that you went to Jacques Cabaret with your weird dildo rating, which is, I absolutely love it, and I think it's great that it drives Kyle absolutely up the wall with the way you rate things, and I giggle every time. So we went to Jacques Cabaret, went to Belly, which started at 7, and then our friends took us over to Furball, which jock straps, harnesses everywhere, cute boys, great drinks. We're having a wonderful time. Then we went back to our friend's house, and they made us like a full meal at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was fantastic. Followed by other things, you know, of course, because gay. And then my straightest, I almost don't want to say it, but smelling a pair of pants in the morning that I wore the day before to see if they were okay to wear to work the next day. So I feel like that's pretty damn straight. But I mean, hey, they were clean. Nothing happened. So, yeah, it's my gayest and straightest. Have a wonderful day.
I was unclear. Did you go to Jacques because I had rated it, or was that just coincidental? And I agree the dildo system is weird, and I love that that is known.
We need to reform the dildo system, and I'm going to start a campaign to start that process.
You could start your own system where you rate the dildo scale. Like,
I rate your rating, like you rate a bar and I'll rate how I think you did at rating that bar.
Yeah, in butt plugs. So like 3.5 dildos, you could be like, that one actually made sense, Mike. 4 butt plugs. Like,
Okay. I love that. Just Oh yeah, and gay stuff happened because we're gay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, smell those pants. Make sure you can wear them.
I don't think I approve, but okay.
I do. I love it.
Well, that's it. Thank you to all of the people, whether you are a caged person or if you're a key holder. Good for you. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you make it through October if that's your goal. I support you on this journey.
I support you on this journey.
I also want to thank our super gap bridges. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Srirachi, Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Porch, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nell, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Thomas B., A.E. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
See ya. Wouldn't want to key ya. Oh my God, Kyle.
What?
I put security cameras up and it thinks that one of the skeletons in the front yard for Halloween is a person. So it keeps sending me notifications there's a person in the yard. And then I look at it and it's like, it's just a skeleton. It's not a person.